Welcome to this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State football program for the upcoming 2024 season. I'm Sports Information Director Jeff Weiss, and joined today by wide receiver coach Ed Collins. Ed, thanks for joining us. Well, let's talk about your guys. You've got a couple guys coming back with some experience, especially Manny Harris at one of the wideouts. 8 starts over the last 2 seasons. Not only catching the ball with 23 career catches, but also, I guess, on end arounds or jet sweeps. He got a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah.
I think one was at Slippery Rock last year.
So. Trying to get the ball to him any way we can. He's a workhorse. He puts in a lot of work over the offseason. Just a kid who you can always count on to be in the right place doing the right thing. So, yeah, we're going to try to get him the ball.
Yeah, sounds great. Definitely a playmaker.
Yeah.
We'll stick with the wide receivers, then we'll go to the slot guys later. You've got a couple of transfers who redshirted last year, but were at least in the program, getting to know the playbook and stuff like that.
Yep.
Miles McCaffrey, kind of a bigger wide receiver.
Yep.
A JUCO transfer. What do you expect from Miles this year?
So from Miles, you can expect everything. He's got a full tool bag full of tools. He's tall, fast, great moves with the ball in his hands after the catch. Just an all-around wide receiver. What you think of when you think of a traditional outside wide receiver, that's Miles.
Maybe we'll have to nickname him Craftsman or something. He brings his own toolbox or something. Colin Gardner, another guy who's been around a little bit, redshirted here last year.
Yep.
What do you expect from Colin?
Yep. So Colin, again, like older cat in the room. I believe he actually is the oldest player in the room. Him and Miles might be tied. I know they're kind of getting up there. And we joke around with him a lot about that. But yeah, no, Colin is expect to see some good things from him. Definitely a step forward from where he was at last year. Just watching him develop through the spring, I think that he'll be able to help us in some capacity. What exactly that is to be determined right now. But just another good kid. Always where he's supposed to be when he's supposed to be there. Never have to worry about any off the field issues with him. And he's a leader too. So, we love leadership. We'll take that all day.
Sounds great. You have another young guy, Pierce Muthai Edwards, who played at Oberlin, got on the field in the spring game, had a nice catch.
Yep.
He's a smaller wide receiver, so.
so Pierce is another guy and he really surprised me because he was around the team last year in some capacity, but not necessarily in my room. Kind of helped me, work on some drills and stuff with my guys last year. And when we started spring ball, it was kind of refreshing to see. It was kind of like, last year it was like he sucked in all the information, even though he wasn't truly in my room. Like, never had an issue with him having a missed assignment. Doesn't drop balls, super fast, really quick, in and out of his breaks really good. And then by the end of spring ball, he was helping bring up other guys who maybe hadn't learned the playbook as well. And so that was really great to see. I love the kid. I think that he will definitely be one that will be able to help us as well this year. Like you said, he is a little bit on the shorter end, but he makes up for that lack of height in knowledge and skill set. Like, the kid's fast. I mean, if we had to line all the guys in my room up and race them right now, he'd probably be second fastest in the room. I don't know exactly what his 40 time is, but the kid can fly. Like you said, great catch in the spring game. The kid, he does everything that he's supposed to do for a kid that size. He's able to overcome a lot.
You've got 4 guys who are still looking for their first career catches that redshirted last year. You got Jordan Bell, Tyler Swick, PJ Source, and Jabari Campbell.
Yep.
I assume you expect them to take a next step forward this year and be able to contribute?
Yep, that's always the goal. I mean, these are guys who, like you said, were in the program last year, spent a year learning, and now it's just up to them. When we start camp, it's open competition, so it's up to them to take everything that we learned last year, take everything that we learned in the spring, and apply that, and go out there and win a job or take a job.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
Moving over to the slot, Kawan Farnham is a true freshman.
Yep.
Had some nice plays, both catching and on jet sweeps or end arounds and stuff, including one against Grand Valley. What do you expect from Kawan this year?
So Kawan's a dude. He's a dude. He will. You can expect to see him lined up in the slot. You might see him outside. You might also see him in the backfield as well with his brother Demir. I think he got a couple of snaps out of the backfield last year. Just it was something that we worked on in practice and found out that the kid can carry the football. So if you proved us you can carry the football, we'll get you the ball in a myriad of ways. And he's just again another great athlete.
Sounds good. Another guy that redshirted last year as a transfer in, Justice Tuggle.
Yeah.
Not the biggest guy, but seems to be pretty quick out there.
Yeah, no, not the biggest guy, but Justice he can fly. His routes are crisp. I mean, he's up there with Miles in terms of route running ability. I have those two pretty highly ranked. Those two, and obviously Manny Harris as well. But with Justice, I mean, you can expect a lot of speed. He's going to line up in the slot. Tough, can block, which obviously in the style of offense that we run, you got to have guys that are physical. Just main thing with Justice, just getting him on the field and keeping him healthy. Sounds
great. We have 4 recruits coming in: Donovan Isaac from Waterford Mott, Raymond Payne from Lake Orion, Christian Kilpatrick from Fenton, and Mackay Guy, who was quarterback but showed his athleticism at Muskegon.
Yep, exactly. So Mackay, yeah, he won't play quarterback for us. He'll be in the slot. He'll be lined up in the slot. Which, if you look at the kid's film from Muskegon, you can put him anywhere on the field and he's gonna succeed. Just he's football savvy. He knows how to use his body well. I like guys who offer us a lot with the ball in their hands after they catch it, and that's Mackay. Obviously you've seen how what he did at Muskegon. He can throw it a little bit too. I don't think we'll be asking him to throw the football any, but he's a guy who I'm really excited to see. He's very excited to get here. He was around a lot in the spring, came to the spring game and everything like that. Been able to build a pretty good relationship with him over the time that we've spent recruiting him. And now I'm excited to just see him get out there and see what he can do.
Sounds great. And then the other gentlemen that are coming in.
Yeah, so
I assume now that we have some depth there, more than likely redshirt, maybe play the 3 games or whatever.
What? We're going to give them all an opportunity to show us what they can do. I think each of them offer a different skill set. Christian Kilpatrick's main thing, he was a big track guy, fast, speed. Donovan Isaac, ironically, him and Ray Payne are related. They're actually cousins, which we found out in recruiting them, so that's pretty cool. Got family ties there. But from those 2 guys, just more traditional wide receivers who they both, I think that both of them are going to be able to compete. I really do. Obviously, we wouldn't bring them in here if we didn't think that they could compete for a job, but I truly do believe that once we get into camp and open the competition, I feel like they're cerebral guys, so I don't think they'll have any issue, picking up the stuff we do. Playbook shouldn't be an issue for those guys. They're super smart kids, fast kids who, again, can offer us something with the ball in their hands after they catch it.
Sounds like, what is it? Yak, yards after catch.
Got to get yak. That's it.
And finally, transfer, Jashawn Lewis, has been around at Fairmont State and then at Gannon. Obviously, he's a return guy too, so obviously speed as well.
Yeah, exactly. So Joshawn, he's a guy who he offers us experience, right? So, from last year, the only players that are the only production that we're bringing back is really Manny Harris and Kewan Farnham. And so Joshawn adds that little bit of on-field experience. Not that the other guys hadn't done great things where they were at previously. Miles had a pretty good career, as did Justice. But, in terms of production on the field, he's adding that to us, and we need that.
Sounds great. Well, thanks again for watching this edition of Get to Know Your Wayne State Football Program.